Hello YouTube. Now, it's been a while since I've recorded, and I kind of run fresh out of ideas. I was trying to think of topics, and upcoming episode I will be doing Petir. I haven't learned to pronounce it yet, but it's definitely gonna be on my good list. But today I have something special for you. I am back. Like I said, I have something special. Today is a list episode, and a list episode sort of a late anniversary. Just recently, not sure when. I'm sure there's an anniversary coming up this year, because everything happens in some sort of time, of Studio Ghibli's formation, or something related to Hayao Miyazaki. And as one of my favorite film directors. Oh, I got a new chair too. New set. So inside, you don't want to see any more of the outside videos, so you don't have to worry about cars driving by or anything. But like I said, new set, new chair, new topic. Today we'll be doing Hayao Miyazaki and his films. So and I haven't seen them all, so I'm gonna do the ones I have seen, which is almost all of them. Alright, I'm gonna start with the first one that's on this list, which is the first one he ever directed, which is The Castle of Callisto. It's a weird named one, and I believe it has to do with Lupin the Third. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen it, but that is one I do want to see. So I'm going to go down to the next one, which is one I have seen, which is Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. Now, this movie, from the beginning, looks kind of off-putting. Doesn't really look that good. But I was like, why not? Miyazaki is an amazing film director. And this is the first one he did with Studio Ghibli. So, it's about a girl, and she's trying to save her valley country thing from an invading army. He's gonna try to burn down this toxic forest that's basically brought out from humans polluting the earth. It's a very environmentally friendly undertone. Tells you to think kind of the planet. What's extreme measures? It's not like Princess Mononoke. Alright, so we're going to keep going down to Castle in the Sky. Now, I haven't seen some of these in a while, so I am fuzzy on the details. So I am kind of firing these things off fast and talking really fast. So, excuse me for that. I'm going to try to slow down my speech. But Castle in the Sky is one I really don't remember too much of. There was something that stood out as a Miyazaki film. You know, yeah, it was good. Wasn't great. But it's definitely a better Miyazaki film. Castle in the Sky talks about a girl who's from an ancient city, or has a stone from an ancient city. I never did figure that out. Who is now trying to get back to this ancient city, a castle in the sky that's always legend told to be there. Oh, Jesus. Got it. Sorry, I probably should have paused the video, but okay. I don't know why in all that situation not once did it occur to me to pause the video, but I have to change so you can see today's shirt, which is Mountain Dew. Now, I will be recording 3 episodes today, including this one. So there will be 3 Mountain Dew episodes. Please don't censor me for just mentioning Mountain Dew. This isn't sponsored by Mountain Dew or anything. It's today's shirt. I will try to start uploading more and more frequently. I noticed I don't have many subscribers, but those 4 or 5 who have subscribed, thank you for subscribing. You know where it is. I just want to give a moment to just thank you for those who have subscribed. And even if you don't watch my videos, because you're not an anime person, you're just a subscriber, thank you so much. That does help a lot. It just helps get my name out there for a crappy teenage kid in this crappy room who's just talking about what he thinks about these animes. I'm hoping to start getting an actual camera and a mic set. So, you know, maybe this will start looking better. Maybe I can get like an intro cut in there. But, alright. Let's keep going with, oh, this is a good one. My Neighbor Totoro. Who, as a kid, doesn't remember seeing Totoro as a heartwarming story? Big cat who just teaches you the innocence of childhood and the stories. It's not just going to watch when you're sick. You got the flu and you put on Totoro, and Totoro just makes you feel better. You know, it's Frank Welker there. Everyone knows it's Scooby-Doo. Yeah, it's in everything. Moving on is Kiki's Delivery Service. Another one of my favorites. It's a classic. You know, the girl who learns about responsibility as she tries to cater her own business, and you start getting nasty people and people that aren't really nice, and then people that are really nice, and she just starts learning all this stuff. All of these are classics. I start kind of tearing up at some of them because they really are sad and they get a moment. And if you're blinded by this light, let me see how it looks like if I cut it off. You want blinding light? I'm going to go blinding light. Yeah, sorry for the blinding light. I'm just going to keep it so I get a good kind of clean on my face. Clean look on my face. Fat cheeks, whatever. Keep going. Only Yesterday is the next one on this list, but that again is another one I have not seen. It's barely a Miyazaki film because he did work on it, but you know, I'm gonna stay away from that. Haven't seen it yet. When I see it, I will do an updated list of every Miyazaki film he ever directed or had some kind of work on. Which I actually should bring this up now, seeing as I kind of just skipped over My Neighbor Totoro without mentioning it. Those of you who are hardcore Ghibli fans know that around the same time Totoro was released, a movie called Grave of Fireflies was released. And I have seen it, and yes, I can comment on it. I hope it doesn't fall. I don't like it. So what it did amazing, and I almost cried. It's a real moving story, but make my little turning with it. It just wasn't what I thought it was, and it's my fault. I read the title wrong. I thought it said Graveyard of Fireflies, which I thought it to be like in this different world where people were dying, and the only way to mark their grave were by these fireflies that like lit the way. So I didn't know, but for what it did and what I found out it was pretty good. Moving on is another movie I haven't seen yet, but it is definitely a big Miyazaki film, and I think a lot of people have seen it, and it's Porco Rosso. That one looks amazing, and I feel like I'm going to love it just as much as I love Kiki and Totoro and Spirited Away, you know, all of them. Okay, and the next one is Princess Mononoke. For those of you who don't know, Miyazaki-san is a feminist, and you can kind of tell with certain things that he does. He really does enjoy making sure women get as much of a chance to succeed as men do. So, Mononoke, you really could see that as like all the women were doing that real heavy jobs, the iron forge workers. But also, Mononoke taught us of human impact on the environment. How they kept the gods of the woods were trying to push the humans back. And down to the point where the humans' whole village is wiped out and they have to begin again, and this time hopefully better. With a love story that really never did flourish, that's the only downside of Mononoke. Other than that, sorry, it was a really good one. Alright, next on the list is, alright, it's gonna be two I haven't seen, and that is Ocean Waves and Pompoke. Pompoko. I haven't seen either one of them yet. Ocean Waves really doesn't look too good, but Pompoke does, and it looks like another classic that you're just gonna love and fall in love with. And with the next one is Whispers of the Heart. Now, Whispers of the Heart wasn't... Miyazaki is known for his world of fantasy, And yeah, Miyazaki didn't direct that one, he just produced it. It still kind of seemed like a Miyazaki film, and I like that as a Miyazaki film. You know, it's the same thing from Up on Poppy Hill that isn't on this list, but I will mention that now. Poppy Hill was a decent love story. I just really didn't like the incest undertone there. If you watch it, I'm not going to leave a link in the description or anything, but if you do catch it, it does have an incest undertone, so if you get scared away easily by that, then don't watch it. But the same thing is, well, not the incest undertone with Whispers of the Heart, but there is a love story, and it's poorly done, I guess. Let's moving right up. Okay, I'm actually going to say this. The only thing I really liked of Whispers of the Heart is it introduced the Baron, and now you'll know if you've seen Miyazaki films, you know what movie I'm going to do later on down this list that mentions the Baron. But moving on from the Baron, we're going to the next movie on the list, which is, if you know Miyazaki, you know what I'm getting ready to do next. It's the favorite. Everybody knows this movie from Miyazaki-san, and that is Spirited Away. Spirited Away is by all time my favorite. It knocks Castle in the Sky, My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, all the old ones I mentioned that I'm in love with. Spirited Away knocks it out the water with just this enchanting story. It just wraps you right around with actors I recognize voices for. You know, I recognized Davy Lewis, I think is what her name is, from Lilo and Stitch. You know, definitely they have its name people that are just giant, and you hear the voice, you know right off the back, and it was such a story. My only downside is the love story that's there between Haku and San or Chihiro. It doesn't come full circle because you just find out he's the spirit of a river. Only downside, and that's just me nitpicking at the best. Which now I'm going to come down to what I talked about the Baron before, is The Cat Returns. I watch anime with my grandmother. If she likes it or not, it kind of varies, but The Cat Returns is a good one, and Miyazaki is probably the best storyteller of our time. You'll never see a better storyteller. You'll never see a person whose stories will wrap you up and will make you cry and make you laugh. Miyazaki just has a talent for that. And The Cat Returns is a definite tell of that. It's obviously Miyazaki doesn't have big parts in Studio Ghibli's American releases of these movies. But it's the fact that he was able to make this, and it was able to be made into an American movie so well, and so many American audiences just fell in love with it. The Cat Returns is amazing. And now here's another one that my grandmother and I both love with the bottom of our heart. It's my second favorite next to Spirited Away, and that is Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle has me at hello. I read the book, and I watched Miyazaki, and Miyazaki translated it perfectly. Almost nothing was missed. Miyazaki-san, thank you so much for doing this movie, and I couldn't imagine missing out on something like this. Howl's Moving Castle had a part of comedy and a love story, and it definitely showed that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, with the woman in that story being turned into an old lady, and Howl still finding the ability to love her. Yes, at the end, she does get turned back into a younger woman again, but it did show that he fell in love with her as the woman she was and not what she looked like. So moving down the list, we're going to Ponyo. Ponyo is something that is such a movie you can watch with the kids. It's not one of my favorite Miyazaki films, but it's actually one of my least favorite Miyazaki films, if I could just drop the joking and seriousness. Not every movie that comes from Miyazaki I like, but I love, correction, I like them all. But Ponyo is the least like at all of them. Mainly just because it's different. I remember getting all the hype. Oh my god, have you seen Ponyo? Have you seen Ponyo? Ponyo's amazing, Ponyo. And then you watch it, and you get that empty feeling. It's kind of how it was. Like, it was good for what it did, but from hype and expectation, it was kind of a letdown. moving on the list, we have, this one's another one of my favorite, probably the third. I really can't list these because they're all so good. All I know is that Spirited Away was the first one I watched, and that one has a special place in my heart. But this one, this is probably one of my favorites too, is The Secret World of Arrietty. Now, for you that don't know, Arrietty is a main girl. She's the main protagonist in a story called The Borrowers, which is about these little people that would go into your house and borrow things. They would borrow things to make their lives living. They were called the borrowers. They just borrowed little things that you wouldn't notice. Miyazaki taking this American story, very, very American, and changing it into something that can be internationally loved, critically acclaimed, and everything. It just blows my mind. And Miyazaki-san, if you get a chance to watch this, which I doubt you will, thank you so much for making these stories that I will share with my children, my children's children, until the day I die. Because you, just a captivating storyteller. The last one on the list is The Wind Rises, and that was one he did before Miyazaki-san unfortunately retired. Now, he has retired many times before this, so I'm hoping that this doesn't last too long. But it looks like it's final, and it's really sad because Miyazaki just has a gift, and seeing a gift like that go away from the world, it's kind of heartbreaking. I'm tearing up thinking about it because that means that we're never going to get another story like some of the classics I named off. And the fact that I haven't seen The Wind Rises yet makes me feel even worse. That I haven't seen one of my idols' last films. It doesn't mean I think any less of Miyazaki-san. It just says that, just shows that sometimes life gets in the way, and the fact that he had to retire again, it's just, I'm hoping that, it's only at the 20-minute mark, that's nice. I'm hoping that he reconsiders and comes back, because honestly, he is such a great, great person, and so good at telling things, and just giving us all of these memories. And you don't get that very often. Think of some people that died that could do that. Casey Kasem, you'll never forget Shaggy. Or Robin Williams, he gave you so many times where you could laugh and cry at the same time. Now, I know I'm getting a serious undertone after just joking and laughing about this, but this is serious. Some people that we lose, we just lose. We couldn't avoid what happened with Robin Williams, but when someone that retires after such big success, I kind of see that as inspiring, because he knows that he's at the top, and you can't get bigger than the top. He reached the top, and what was there left for him? But I feel like there's more that could have been done, and I'm going to miss it, but it was his decision. His decision that he was done with story making is definitely something we should respect. And you shouldn't have any ill things from Miyazaki because he left. I mean, on this list there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, including From Up on Poppy Hill. 18 stories that you can now share with your children. Now, like I said, there might be some more made by Studio Ghibli, and there are definitely some other solo stories done by other people. You got movies like Summer Wars, Neon Genesis Evangelion 1.11 and 2.22, and Wolf Children. You got movies like that, but it'll never be the same as Miyazaki's films. Miyazaki's films that you could watch and enjoy for the entertainment, and it taught you a moral. So for Miyazaki-san in the world, appreciate what you have. Share these movies with your kids and your kids for a long time. I'm Azriel X. Thanks for watching.